All right, hey everybody, Jim from Racers and Rods Media and Events. Hey, we're back here again. Hey, we're again here. We're at Slamfest 34. So we got great guests, great friends of ours here with us. We've got Frank and we've got Rosa, and they are Switchman Hydraulics out of Bradenton, right near us down there, Bradenton, Florida. And they build hoppers, they build street cars, they build the best. So thank you for coming and sitting with us today. We appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about the business. What you do, where you do.
So it's like you said, Switchman Hydraulics. We're in Bradenton, Florida. And for who does not know where Bradenton, Florida is, we are near Sarasota, south of Tampa, what we always say, because people don't know where Bradenton is.
Right.
But you will know after we keep on bringing out these cars.
Oh, yeah.
We do all kind of custom work. You want to build a hopper, we got you. You want to be a street hopper. I mean, personally, I don't, right? But this man right here.
Yeah, we build a little bit of everything.
He's the Frankenstein behind all of this. He's the man with the monsters.
Yeah. Yes. Currently, we have quite a few builds out there. The first one off is La Patrona, which is mine, 2019 Chevy Suburban. It has juice, 2 pump, 3 batteries. But
and you guys, when you build them, you don't build little cars, man.
No.
You build beasts, man. You build the big stuff.
Bad boys, the big bodies.
We
bring big bodies.
You bring the family vehicles out.
We bring something that you don't see every day. We think out the box, of course, so people can actually, know what we build. It's not your ordinary. We build one of a kind. Everything's gonna be one of a kind.
And the crazier for better. I always say, we have customers that come in and say, I've been wanting to do this, but I think it's a little bit crazy. I said, oh, well, you found your crazy here. Because he will do it. Just be careful how crazy you want to get.
Right.
Because it can get.
Well, and we talked about that. A lot of times somebody will come in and say, okay, I want this is what I want, or this is what I can afford, this is what I want to do, but it's not really where I want to go. And you build something, and then 6 months later you come back and go, it doesn't 3-wheel high enough, it doesn't hop high enough, it doesn't drag bumper, it doesn't do this, it does. So I need bigger, I need more. So that happens.
And it's perfect what you say, right? We understand, and everybody, especially when you're first coming in, you kind of feel like you know what you want, but also our pockets, kind of dictate us how far we can go. So we're always one to say, hey, you can start here. This is your base, start here. Get a feel of it. We have several girls that have come to the shop nervous and say, I want it, but I know nothing about it.
Yep.
And Frank always recommends start here. Just plug and play, plug and play.
I remember the young lady, she had a little pickup truck that was picking up. I was at the shop, and she was almost scared to touch the switch. You were showing her how to do it, and when it comes up, they're hydraulics. It comes up. It's violent. Yeah. And she kind of jumped back, and she didn't even want to touch it,
She was nervous, and we.
And she's probably out there now, just
She
We
loves
see her all the time.
Yeah, we see her all the time. She loves the truck. She, we kept her updated throughout the whole build, taking pictures. Always texting, sending them pictures. Every 2 days, every 3 days. Updating them, and of course, she wanted to understand how it worked, how hydraulics work. She wanted something as a lay and play. As we always tell everybody, if you want to start off and you're new to this, start off with the lay and play. 3 batteries, 4 batteries for a 2 pump setup, lay and play is perfect. I want you to get to the feel of how hydraulics work. You don't want to start in the very top.
No.
There's guys, or even, girls. They see a car out there, I want my truck to do that or my car to do that, But when you explain to them, that car right there is getting that high because it's got, 10, 12, 20 batteries in it. They get scared, I tell them, I said, and I explain to them how everything works, suspension-wise. Our number one thing is for every vehicle that comes in and leaves, safety.
Right.
Safety is our number one thing. If I see anything wrong with your vehicle, it's not going to leave the shop.
Well, and quite honestly, what you're making cars do, cars weren't made to do that.
Exactly.
Correct.
And we were talking before about like at Lowrider Tampa, and we've been there and filmed the hop contest and things. It's violent.
Yes.
I mean, you know,
Yes, yes.
a 3,000 or 4,000 pound vehicle standing on its rear bumper.
It's gonna
When it
triple its
comes
weight.
when it comes down, it's not. It's violent.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
there's a
tripling
lot
its
of
weight. It's tripling its weight.
It's tripling its
You
weight.
know,
Wow.
a lot of things. Even though that you got a lot of these guys that have been doing it for years, anything can happen. A small part off your car, a $15-$20 part, the cost of your life.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've
You
seen
know,
things shoot off of them and
yeah,
fall off
yeah.
of them and
Yeah.
catch fire and
Yeah,
all kinds of
exactly.
craziness. Yeah, it happens.
You know, and that's why I always say to everybody, you definitely have to have love and respect, but fear as well, right? Like
Right.
it's not about, I don't want you to have the fear where you can't get close to it, but fear enough to respect it, to know
Yeah, I
when
think that's
you
a
have
good
to
word.
do it.
Respect. You have to respect
to
what you're
respect it.
doing. Yes.
Make sure you're maintaining it, make sure you're understanding it, because safety, we don't ever want to be able to push ourselves to the limit that is going to affect anybody, right?
Right.
But we love it. Like you said, we now have the Escalade as the hopper. We do
Yeah, that's the next thing I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about. So tell us about I call it the beast. And, we will, as we're doing this, hopefully I will put some video here over this to show you how it's sitting here at the show. It's definitely the creation of a madman.
Yes.
So talk about the Escalade. What is it? What's it going to do?
So
What's
let
in it?
me go back just a little bit. That Escalade has been in the works for quite a bit. It was
a friend of mine. That Escalade started from a friend of mine that donated it. Rabbit, you know, may rest in peace. He died of cancer. We started that build.
one of the things that he always wanted to say when he first met Frank, because we didn't know him for a very long time, but when they did meet, connected.
Right. Yeah. Some people. Yeah.
Yes, he was like, you know what, I have it. I would like for you to. What are you gonna do with it? What can you do? And Frank's first thing was, let's hop it. Frank wants to hop everything anyway. So he was like, let's hop it.
Well, you don't see too many pulling in with a great big 4-door Escalade that holds 8 people, and they put the kids in the back and say, "Oh, let's make a hopper out of it. Let's make it go."
Yeah.
90 inches.
And that's how it started. He's like, Frank, what can we do with it? So, well, what we can do is something that nobody has ever done.
And that's when I started getting scared at that point because
And you know, he was going through his life, you know, and cancer, chemo, and all that. Always kept in touch with them. And when we actually met up to finalize and picking up the truck, it was a done deal. Picked it up, went all the way to Ocala, picked it up at his mom's house, brought it back all the way to Bradenton, you know, to our house, actually. Sat on our house for what, 6
sat there
months?
for a good while.
6 to 8 months by the time I started actually getting into it. Ideas of how I'm going to get all the suspension to work. All the customization, because that's not your ordinary G-body, big body Cadillacs, Impala suspension. This is one of one. A lot of fabrication, a lot of engineering, a lot of figuring out mix match parts. You know, that truck is actually made out of maybe like 4 different cars.
Yeah.
Just the suspension alone. You know,
but we got it. We got it going.
We
I will
got
tell
it.
you this. Last year when we debuted it,
this year.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I know what year it is.
Still this year.
This year. You're right.
We're almost next year.
It was coming up to the date. It was like, yes, we're going. No, we're not going. Yes, we're going. No, we're not going. And matter of fact, I even talked to Carlos, and I even registered it, and then I think I brought in some of the materials that we were gonna put in the goodie bags, and I was like, so what's like the deadline I can like sneak in, because we were still testing, and while testing, it was breaking. And it was like one thing after another that we really wanted to give up. Finally, everything it worked out.
That was Lowrider Tampa.
Yep, Lowrider Tampa.
Yep.
We got here. We're excited. Everything's good. He gets to test it right before he's going to hop, and one of the pumps decided that today's not my day. It went down.
Pump decided not to work. He was like, not today.
Yeah, so it was set up to have two.
It's a double pump.
Double pump.
Street hopper. Well, super street. It's actually in the super street category. Fortunately, one of my gears broke. You know, after giving it a few tests before the show, make sure everything's running right, it decides to break. I had to cut down on power. Luckily, my other pump was still working. Had to figure out, find parts to get it going again. After a few hours, get it going again. So we give it another test. And what ended up breaking? I shattered both of my spindles at the same time. So, and by that time, it's already 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Where am I going to find these parts? Show's tomorrow. We got no time. Luckily, you know, we're looking around a few junkyards, and they happen to have some.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was like
Yes.
the day before.
The day before.
I would say minutes before at this point. When I said I was pulling my hair out, it was. And then, like I was just saying, like we can backtrack a little bit, but all of that happened. We get here, we're here at the show, everything's good. Now we're testing it, and boom, it decides to also break. So at that point, we just made the decision, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to cut the power half.
Yeah.
Just do 1 pump, 7 batteries. That's it.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, so you got it out there.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yes,
might not have been as impressive
Yep.
as you thought it was, but you were here. You competed. You did what you needed to do.
We came.
Even that was pretty.
Yeah.
Was pretty.
Even at the show, like literally, maybe right before they called us to pull into the hot pit, I told my son, you know, let's go ahead and just give another little test. My motor burns.
Yeah.
At the show.
And Rolly came to the rescue.
Yeah, and thanks to Rolly from Rolling Low Car Club. He had a spare motor, and with that, we got it running again. You know, and
then you were able to get that shot that we
Yeah.
use now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were there. We took some photos and videos of it, and we got the shot that you've used, like your social media.
Yeah, that's social, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
actually the same picture that we used today for the awards.
for the awards.
okay. So before we get to the awards, just a couple more questions. So, double pump. So the Escalade double pump.
It's a double pump now.
20 batteries.
Now we went to a double pump, back to the original idea that we had. We upgraded the hoses, did a little bit more modifications to the front suspension, and we're running out 20 batteries. A lot more power,
Wow.
a lot more of everything. Redid a lot of the stuff.
And we talked, but this is the part that boggles my mind if you start doing the math. So what do you estimate?
Oh no,
So
we're
when
not
you
even going.
so when you hop, just so people that don't know about hopping, so they have a basically a big
Yep.
plexiglass ruler,
ruler.
and they measure from the ground to the
To-
bottom
to
of
the
the
bottom
front
of the
tire,
tire.
bottom of the front tire,
Correct.
and that's what you're.
That's the inches that you
that's
hit.
the inches that you hit. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
did you do at Lowrider
At
Tampa?
the Lowrider Tampa show, with single pump running 7 battery, we managed to hit 46 inches on a single pump. Half the power, which was when we had a double, it was 14 batteries, but I cut down to
So
half.
that's 48 would be
Yeah.
4 feet.
4 foot, yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
so
basically
that's
almost 4
pretty good.
foot, yeah. And now that we got it to the double, and we're adding more power to it, you know, bigger hoses, the gears, suspension front, you know, the front suspension being worked on a little bit more. I'm estimating to hit anywhere from 80 to 90 inches.
And that's why I said I'm scared.
Yeah.
Just imagining
Yeah.
an Escalade, and I don't
Yeah.
know what an Escalade weighs, but with
Yeah.
20 batteries in the back, that the batteries weigh
The batteries weigh, I think, like almost 60 pounds
60
each.
pounds a piece
Yeah.
times 20, so you can do the math there. So it's a pretty big vehicle.
Yeah, it's a big truck.
So
yeah.
figuring that the front wheel
Yeah.
is going to be 80 inches off the
Yeah,
ground.
80, yeah.
Again, that's a beast, and that's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
that's going to be violent.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so all of that. So the it's not just pumps, it's not just batteries, it's suspension, it's all of the
suspension-wise, it's
things
a lot.
that have to be
Yeah,
done.
A lot of
Number one, to
modifications.
handle that kind
Yes.
of pressure
Yeah.
and everything, but to be able to get it to do
recoil
what it, to
and
recoil
yeah.
and do what it needs
And a
to
lot
do.
of tweaking.
Lot-
There's
a
a
lot-
lot of
yeah.
testing,
A lot of
troubleshooting, testing, tweaking, stopping, getting away from it, rethinking everything, and coming back to it.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
not something easy.
So we
and-
can't wait. We'll get to see that. So
Yeah.
we're-
Yeah.
we'll do that. So So Switchman Hydraulics has sponsored this year
Yes.
all of the lowrider awards
Yes.
here for Slamfest 34. So is that basically vehicles that are hydraulic suspension? Are we considering, are those the classic lowriders?
Yeah.
Okay. So it has to be like is that the designation? It has to be a classic. It has to be a
classic,
hydraulic suspension vehicle, and the bikes.
And the lowrider bikes,
Right, and the lowrider bikes.
yeah.
So
And the RCs.
and the RC
And the
cars and
RC
everything.
cars,
So okay,
yeah.
so you've sponsored all of that
Yep.
for this year,
Yeah.
and you two have done the. I saw you yesterday. You're the judges.
Yeah.
Me, Frank, and our son Angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the judges, yeah.
And he works in the shop.
Yep.
He's a very talented welder
He's
and
a
young
very
man.
proud welder.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a very proud welder.
At this point, I need to buy him a shirt to say I'm a welder because
Yeah.
he wants to tell everybody he's a welder.
Yeah. He actually, my son Angel, he's just turned 16. He is very good at welding. You know, after
He's done a lot on the
he's
escalator.
done a lot.
Wow.
I'm gonna say at least a good 70% of the welds on the escalator are done by him.
Wow.
So he does help
That's
me out
good.
a lot. You know?
I love the fact that
Yeah.
the next generation, and when we talked to Rolly and Diana from Rolling Low, that we talked about the next generation and the kids and bringing them up the right way and
Yeah.
bringing them up in the family environment, and the fact that they are, getting into not even just lowriders, but into automobiles.
Yeah.
No matter what
Hands-on.
they get into, hands-on. That's my nightmare is that I will live long enough to see where kids aren't getting into bodywork and upholstery
Yeah.
and welding and mechanical work, and that everything is EV, and all the car
Yeah.
shows will be Teslas and
Yeah.
and cyber trucks over
Yeah.
here and everything. So I'm hoping I'm never going to see
Yeah.
that, because I want this to survive. But to survive, just like when we did it. I mean, every generation has to evolve. Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So and then just spinning off that, those are my thoughts exactly. And what we both do a lot is motivate Angel,
Yeah.
right? I always post a lot about him on our social media pages, showing him doing his custom work. I mean, he's with the plastic cutter,
Yeah.
he's grinding, he's cutting, he's welding, he's it's doing plumbing on the pumps, everything. So with that, I wanted to having the opportunity to be here at SlamFest is introduce what I would say is a new award that not really is done too much, but I know how much it's appreciated. I see the recognition that I give him through the social media and how much that motivates him and pushes him and holds him accountable. So my thing is I know there's more out there. I see them. I know of some of them.
Right.
I want them to feel that and have that recognition they deserve.
well, all it takes is that one person
Yeah.
to pat him on the back and say, "You can do this.
do
You're
this.
doing a good job. You can
them
do this
motivated.
for a living." We need everything. We need ditch diggers, and we need car painters, and we need people that can change tires as much as we need lawyers and
And-
bankers and firemen and police officers and everything else. So
And even with my son, even changing a tire. He'll change a tire. He will change your brakes. He will change your oil. He will take an engine out. Pull the transmission off. If I tell him, hey, help me pull the transmission off, he'll do it.
that's great.
He'll do it. He knows everything, all the tools, everything that we need to use to get the job done. And stuff that he gets stuck on, he'll ask me, hey, Pops, how do we do this? I walk him through it. He does it, and it gets done.
Great.
Yeah.
So not only have you sponsored all the lowrider awards here for SlamFest, which is great, we appreciate that. The future of lowriding, which is something I'm very excited about that you guys are doing, and you actually have had nominations. You have awards. Tell us
Yep.
about the qualifications and the age groups and how that's going to work. I think that's really exciting.
So we have 3 age groups. We wanted to be able to get even from the youngest to mid and up to 23, right? But we didn't want to have the younger ones competing with the 23-year-olds, in that range because, they can do a lot less or they can do more in the other vote. So we did 3 categories. This time around, we only got for the second category, which is 13 through 18 and 19 through 23.
Okay.
So we got nominees for those. And it's not so much of what qualifies for them. I want you to, and I posted this, tell me their story. I know I saw some out there, but if I know about you, I don't know your full story.
Right.
What motivates you? What
got you into it?
Yeah, what keeps you into
keeps you
it?
into it?
What are your goals? What are you doing? How do you see stuff, right? So I wanted the people who has nominated them to give me a little bit of story of who they
Background.
are, how they are hustling out here, getting their hands dirty and making sure that they are taking the
Right.
lowrider to the next level, right? Because they may not be perfect. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying that they are now the OGs and they have nothing to learn and they're out. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying that these kids have girls and boys
male and female.
have a spark in them. And if we here as the adults can keep lighting up that spark and keep pushing them, motivating them, encouraging them, they will be able to take on low riding even
Right.
after us.
Yeah,
right?
that's what we need
the
to do.
OGs
You
ain't going to
keep it
be here
going.
forever.
Right, we're not going to be here
Yeah, yeah.
forever.
And if you pass that along, and if you don't, then it's going to die at some point.
It's gonna end up-
And like you say, that was going to be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you really are into low riding, if you really feel it in you that this is what you are feel through and through, right? I always say, we sleep, eat, shit, low riding, everything.
You do, yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's how most everybody is
Yeah.
into it. And when we talk to the, to Rolling Low, it's family. It's what it's not a hobby.
No.
No.
It's not a game. It's not just a business.
No.
It's life. You
It is
live
life.
it, and that's
It's an
what we
everyday
like
thing.
about it. That it's living, eating, and breathing. That's part of your culture, part of your life. So that's
Yeah,
what we
and we have
appreciate.
a lot of, I got some really good nominees. A lot of what they do and how they do it and why they do it. So I'm really happy about that. I would like to continue to have this award going on,
Yes.
even outside of this event. I really feel like it is something to encourage them to keep moving forward. I would like to make the award bigger, not for myself, but for them, right? For them, because I know, for me, I just want to be able to be that platform to keep pushing. Outside of that, it's, not much, but I'm excited. We got some.
Yeah, that is very exciting. And we've talked internally in our group about doing things. I would love to bring, and not even necessarily low riding, but hot rods, cars, things to middle school, high schools, people like that, where if you get that one kid that goes, man, I want to build motors. I want to
Yeah.
make cars. That if you reach
Anything.
one kid, one person to get to the next that next generation, we've done something.
Yes.
So we've talked about how do we do that? How do we roll that into the community? And if there's anybody out there that's watching this that has any ideas or is with a business or an organization or a school or something that wants to be involved, we would love to talk. We would love to figure out some kind of a plan to bring cars to the schools and say these are hot rods. And it doesn't matter whether it's a low rider or it's an old school hot rod or it's an import car or it's a mini truck. It doesn't matter. If they get involved in cars and automotive, then we've reached somewhere. So we definitely want to do
And we
that.
had this conversation I told you about. I would definitely like my next step for this award will be reaching out to the community.
Yeah,
and be to say, okay, you have a business. What is your business about? How can we one, give you the promotion that you would give for your business, but help, right? There's one kid that he interested in what you're doing, right? So we would like to make it bigger, and we can work together and whatever we can
Well,
do
we will,
to
yeah,
do
we
that.
will definitely help you with that. So,
Yeah.
all right, appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're proud to be associated with you guys. We're going to do more with you. We've talked about just a matter of time
Yes.
and getting together. We're gonna get to your shop, and we're gonna. The thing that I liked about it is that I've been in your shop. You've had cars on the lift, and I know a little bit about cars. I'm not a lowrider expert. I think I know a little bit, but I walked under the car on the lift and looked at it and said, "Oh, well, why did you do that? Why do you do this? I don't understand that." And you explained it in a way that, and even though I'm a little bit of a technical car guy, I think the normal person could understand why you did what you did. And a lot of it was safety.
Safety's the number one.
Safety is the big part of it, and building something that's going to last, that's not done
safe.
haphazardly, and it's going to be safe.
Yeah.
And things break.
Yeah,
I mean,
things
like I
break,
said,
yeah.
we were just out in the parking lot. Rolly was replacing
Yes.
parts out in the parking lot. Things break because, like I said, it's not made to do that.
No, it's not
but
made, yeah.
but that's what you guys
Yeah.
built. So we will definitely be.
And
be in
that's
touch.
probably
We'll
one
be-
of the main things that we do offer all of our customers. We work with you, and at any point that you want to come to the shop, come look.
Yeah.
Come look. You can see what
Well,
we're
we'll get
doing,
all the
and I can
information.
tell you-
We'll have all that down below. Switchman Hydraulics, Bradenton. Follow us, follow them, and we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
you.